the voice of Jamaica.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Jamaica, we have been tested before, and every time we rise. Together, we will rebuild stronger, safer, and united. Hope lives here. The time by the office of the Prime Minister is
3 minutes after 9.
You're inside the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Good morning to you. It is Monday, December 8th. It's Monday, December 8th, 2025. We are alive and well, and for that we give God thanks. Good morning to you. If you're listening on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, or 90.9 on your FM dial, we do appreciate your company there. Thank you so much for listening. If you are watching as well on our YouTube channel, it's Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. Good morning to you. The channel is Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. I said that already. Thank you so much for subscribing if you have done so. If you haven't, please click the subscribe button. I want to say good morning to those in the YouTube chat. Kirkland Salmon is the first person I'm seeing this morning. Good morning to you, Kirkland. Albert Morgan, top of the morning to you. MS, good morning to you as well. Donna Oates, good morning. Ryder 40, good morning to you as well. Rick Jam NYC. Sonia Hutton, Monique Hunter, good morning. Diane Berry, top of the morning to you as well. Errol Townsend, good morning, and all those over there on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us on that platform. If you're listening from our mobile app, Revo News, available for free on the Google Play and the Apple App Store. Good morning to you. And those on our website, revonews.ai, good morning to you as well. Thank you for making it Nationwide 90 FM. It's a Monday morning, which means it's time for Immigration Mondays. For those of you who are new here inside Immigration Mondays, we are usually joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and the Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. Today is no different. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning, Nora. Good morning, Nadine. Good morning to our wonderful and loyal listeners. Happy Monday, and viewers, of course.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Nora. Good morning, Miss Lee. And good morning to our nationwide family. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Good morning to you, ladies. And at the beginning of the program, we usually get an update from Nadine and Opal on immigration-related matters happening in both countries. And then after that, we open the phone lines for you to ask your questions. If you have any immigration-related questions, you have a visa interview, you have some questions about your filing, you're going to go on a work program, you're going to go overseas for school, and you have some questions, then you can give us a call or leave your questions in the YouTube chat. So we're going to get the updates now. Nadine and then Opal.
Thank you, Nora. Okay, Nora, so there's quite a bit going on in terms of proposed changes and, of course, quotas for next year. as you know, we're in December, it's the end of the year, and Immigration Canada is saying, okay, they're trying to hopefully, as you know, a lot of students came here with the expectation that once they have completed their studies, they should qualify for permanent residency. Over the last few years, Nora, one of the ways in which applicants could qualify for permanent residency is under either the express entry system, which may also include categories for the provincial nominee category, as well as, yes, if you have a spouse who can sponsor you. And it has become more difficult under express entry as well as the provincial nominee programs. Immigration Canada is saying they're going to be working on hopefully helping persons to qualify next year. So we're not sure what the criterions will be, but normally for permanent residency, if you are in Canada, then you would need to show that you have certain work experience. Yes, your employer has been paying your taxes. And of course, you need to show proof of English proficiency, as well as proof of your education. If you have studied in Canada at a tertiary level, you do not normally need to get your education assessed. However, if you have studied overseas, then yes, you would need to get your education assessed by one of the approved organizations. If you are in Canada on a work permit and you are qualifying based on your Canadian work experience, you still want to include your work experience from overseas. So I highly recommend to clients who plan to apply next year, start looking about your job letters from now, because I know it is sometimes difficult for you to get your job letters from employers overseas. So Nora will wait and see what the new criterions will be, the new categories, and of course we'll keep you updated right here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Nadine. Canada, as usual, moving the goalposts. I don't know. I don't know. But of course, we'll wait and see what those new guidelines are. All right. We hand over now to Opal, who's going to give us an update from the U.S.
Yes, Nora. So the USCIS has actually launched a new vetting center in Atlanta. What they're basically saying, Nora, is that it's going to provide more like a thorough, like a supplemental review of immigration applications. So we might see some applications being, a delay in processing. For example, there are even people right now, they're saying they're going to use more state-of-the-art technology, including maybe AI as well, to secure or to make sure that for the safety of the U.S., to make sure those people who are going to be getting permanent residence or before they can get permanent residence or even U.S. citizenship, that they have to go through a thorough background. They're going to be dotting their I's, crossing their T's. So they have this new operational facility in Atlanta who's just going to be doing that. There are news report where people who already passed their citizenship test, for example, Nora, and they were just ready to be sworn in. I've seen people who actually shown up for their sworn-in ceremony, and they were pulled from the lines because they were questioned as to what country are you from, and when they answer, of course, remember last week we spoke about those 19 countries that they're looking and reviewing, for example, Haiti, Cuba, Venezuela. So if you're from any of those countries, and even if you had successfully passed your citizenship, they're going to halt swearing you in as a citizen as they do some more background check right now. And so even for permanent residents, I mean, I have even clients who are from Haiti who married to a U.S. citizen, and they are looking forward to their interviews for USCIS. We're seeing like they're halting or putting a break on those interviews right now while they do their checks. So people can gear up to see your application might be delayed for a little bit while they do their additional checks. And also, the Supreme Court has agreed to review President Donald Trump's bid to remember he was trying to upend the birthright citizenship, and they had halted it before. Now they have agreed to go ahead and look at it. So keep posted. Everything is still how it is right now, but we'll see what the Supreme Court decides later on after hearing it.
It's gonna be a long 4 years. Yeah. I guess, you just have to take the news as you get it, abide as much as you can by the new rules, keep abreast of how things are changing, and ensure that you are in line with the new rules and new policies and all the new things that are in place. Very interesting, because I'm sure the process to become a citizen was already rigorous. And so to intensify that already rigorous process is quite interesting. It just seems to me as though many more people will not get citizenship, but I guess you just have to follow as you are in a country, and the country has rules and laws and so forth. Very unfortunate though for those who have already gone through that process and are, as you said, in line to be sworn in and are pulled out because of the country that they're from. So, we can only hope and pray that things will take a turn for the better. For some, this is the better. Interesting perspective. But yeah, that's what's happening in the United States. We are up on a break. We're going to take that break, and when we come back, if you have any questions, you can give us a call. The numbers to call 876-630-9371, and that goes up to 4, and our digital line is 618-6730. Give us a call, and if you're unable to call, then you can also leave your questions in the YouTube chat. We take a break and come back with more Immigration Mondays.
It's Monday, get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
The E-Zone is here for you.
With the Stinger Honey Bee
and Karim Boyatings
from 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you said?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain busters.
Or the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
These are my confessions.
Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow. Ow.
What's everyone talking about? It's Front Page in This Morning. Get the issue of the day this and every weekday morning at 7:20 a.m. on Front Page. This morning, morning radio the right way. Front Page is brought to you by ABC Electrical for a better choice in the electrical business.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I am Nora Gay Banton. It's Immigration Mondays. We're joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. And we are at the point in the program where we take your calls, we take your questions. So if you have any immigration-related questions concerning Canada or the United States, then please give us a call. The number is once again 876-630-9371. There's also 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-6730. We already have a caller on the line, so we're going to go straight to the phone lines. Ricardo, good morning.
So good morning, everyone. So this question is US related. So my family, all of us, went through the process of immigration. And a week before we were supposed to do our interview, my wife received a call from the medical department, Andrews, that she needed to come in to do a further medical test based on her chest X-ray. The test was done over 3 days, and one of the days of the test was the same day that we're supposed to do the interview. They had advised her that she cannot go to the interview until she did the medical. Nonetheless, she went ahead and completed the medical, and they told her that about 2 months, she would get back the results, because they had to send the results overseas, and then when they come back, they would inform her or continue the process. So the rest of the family went ahead with the interview, but she couldn't go ahead with the interview. It's well over 2 months now, and we haven't gotten back any response from the U.S. Medical Department at Andrews. I'm trying to find out what will be a proper course of action going forward.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Was your wife the primary beneficiary and you guys were the derivative? Who was the principal beneficiary?
No, I am the principal applicant.
So you already got through with your paperwork? And
I already got through my paperwork to migrate, and my 2 children already got our visas to migrate and everything.
Okay. All right. So it's just a matter of following up with Andrews. Have you guys reached back out to Andrews to see if is it just a delay in terms of them getting back the results?
Well, yes. So she called them when the 2 months, after the 2 months, probably like a week or 2 weeks after the 2 months, and they told her that if the results came back, they would have called her. So we're continuing to wait. But what we are wondering, or what we went ahead and did, was to actually send a formal email, more asking for an update than just somebody telling you, okay, the results don't come back, so we don't call you. So that was what we actually did.
Yeah, because there's not much we can do on that end. I mean, if the results are not ready, the results are not ready, because no matter what, your wife will not be able to get her immigrant visa until the results. So, I mean, I'm not sure if we can force Andrews to speed up their process, and who you need to speak with, a supervisor at Andrews. But if they're telling you that the results are not ready, it's just not ready. So you just have to be patient. But I'm glad that you and your kids were able to get your green cards and migrate. You guys migrated, right? You actually left and came back?
No, we're leaving in this month. We're leaving in this month. We're near leaving. Yeah, we're near leaving.
All right. So you're doing the right thing, sure, in terms of following up with the Andrews, but the proper protocol is to follow up with Andrews and then to send an email to the U.S. Embassy at KingstonIV@state.gov, just to let them know that the medical, to your knowledge, the medical has been sent to them, and you're trying to see, or your wife actually is trying to see to continue the processing. But it really and truly, this is an Andrews problem now. So it's really and truly just seeing how fast Andrews can get their act together and get those results.
Okay.
Because the embassy is not going to move without the results.
Right. When the results come back under these circumstances, you didn't know that some sort of expediting request can be made. Let's say the results come back and it is fine. Would it take a long day? Because I waited like 9 months before I got an interview date, and I'm hoping that they don't do that to my wife.
Normally, it doesn't take that long. So once the results, that's what I'm saying, once you know, or you can verify from Andrews that the results have been forwarded to the U.S. Embassy, you then, your wife, need to send an email to the embassy and says, it's my understanding the results are in. Would you kindly advise me as to how to continue the process expeditiously, because my spouse and children have migrated. And so that email is KingstonIV@state.gov.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right, thank you so much for calling, Ricardo. We have Richie up next. Good morning, Richie.
Hello, morning.
Morning.
Hello, morning. Hello.
Good morning, Richie.
Hello, morning. Hello.
Good morning, Richie. Are you hearing us?
Yeah, I'm hearing you just now. Morning. Good morning to you all. Kenyan and I'm U.S. Immigration Officer. Morning. And to the host. Good morning. However, I have 2 questions here. Some time ago, I went to the, I stayed in America for about roughly 2.5 years on an U.S. extension. And then I went back shortly after that for a 3-month stay. And then when I went, my visa was expired now, and I went sent it in, and my wife, both of us sent back to apply for a renewal. And somehow they sent for me to come for in-house interview. When I went there, he asked me some question, and apparently I didn't understand one of them. So what I did, I answered the question not appropriately, and he did not grant me the new visa. So in terms, to make it short and quick, is like, in my sense, you think that I lied to him. Right, so I'm asking, and now the second question is, my daughter now is putting in filing for both of us. Will in the future, would that be a problem on the new document going forward? Because I'm not interested in a visa anymore. So would that be a problem with my daughter filing for us?
So the long and short of it is, you will need to do a consult, so I could see what it is that they're thinking is a lie, to see if it amounts to what's called misrepresentation, to see if when your daughter filed, because here's the thing. I always tell people, when you're filing for a visiting visa, just tell the truth, because if you go and lie to an immigration officer, now, not only that they deny your application, you might now have a little bar. They may think that you lied to an officer within the last 5 years. So when you're an immigrant filing is coming in, your daughter or anyone, they could use that as an excuse and use it as a discretionary to say you're not a person of good moral character to grant you. So that's why I want to talk to you off air about what it is that lie. The second thing is that I always warn people about I know that you can file to extend your status in the United States, but I tell people only do that if it's a life and death situation or circumstance beyond your control.
The life and death
because
situation,
even if you extend,
and they grant me it. Yes, sorry, it was a medical, and they grant me it. We was lawyer while we were there, and they granted extension.
But you said you were there for like 2.5 years or something?
No, man, 2.5 years.
Exactly. So I mean, remember, I don't know the whole situation. That's what I'm saying. Maybe when we talk off air, I can get into it. But I'm just saying generally for the sake of other people listening, because some people, they could have traveled outside, but they did. But I don't know. But I said be careful, because when it comes time for you to apply to renew your visa, I am telling you, they're going to question you about that extended time, even if they were the ones who had granted it.
Yes, right.
Exactly. Okay. They're still going to, they're going to dig that up and question you.
Another thing.
Right now, you say you're not interested in reapplying for a visa anymore.
I'm not interested in a visa anymore, because since the file is on the table, my daughter is going to file for the family. So I'll just go with that.
All right. So let your daughter, when your daughter, I don't think it should really affect it, but unless they put like a bar on you because of a misrepresentation, but I won't know that until I maybe speak with you and see.
Right. All right. So I'm planning to use your service. One more question before I go. She's in Florida, and she did a consultation with you already for something already. And so what now? So I go to your office, and I'm going to help her with the money part from my end out here, and then she's going to do some money part over there. Do I pay my money out here, or she can pay her money from
it's
here?
It's one office, so whether you pay it in Florida or Jamaica, it's one money, so we're fine.
All right. So I'll come in shortly and see. All right. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Thanks for your advice.
Have a blessed day to you too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Richie, for calling. We have some questions in the YouTube chat, and some came very early on. So let me go back to the top to get those in. They were for Nadine. Katie Buello, Nadine was asking you to expound on persons that go to Canada for school, doing contract jobs. Why are those persons not entitled to apply for residency? And the person is asking if it's because if it's because of the contract jobs.
Hi, Katie. Well, I'm not sure where you got the information from that contract jobs don't qualify for permanent residency, because it's going to depend on the category that you're applying for. If you're probably talking about a provincial nominee program, then the criterions are different than, let's say, if you're applying as a skilled worker or under the Canadian experience class. So, Nora, for persons who are applying for permanent residency, normally you would submit your profile in the express entry system Or if you're applying under the provincial nominee program, then you would submit your profile under the respective provincial nominee you're applying under. For some of the provincial programs, yes, you need to have a full-time job offer, not a contract position. But if you're applying under Canadian experience class or the skilled worker category, once you can show that you have been working the equivalent of 30 hours full-time over a period of time, then that work experience would qualify. So, Katie Boileau, it depends on the category you're applying under and what the criterions are for that particular category. And again, this is where a consultation comes into effect, because then we go through the details with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for the clarification, Nadine. Another one here for you just before we go to the break. It says, my daughter already holds a valid Canadian visa. She wants to take her baby with her. Does the baby need an invitation letter to apply for a visa for a baby?
Good morning. I mean, the baby will be going with you. It doesn't hurt to get an updated invitation letter from the person you're going to be staying with, or again, unless you're staying at a hotel or an Airbnb, then you would provide the information to show. And based on the fact that you're applying for your baby, your child, you remember you will need to show your ties to Jamaica, because of course the child won't have any ties as yet. So both parents, job letters, bank statements, property documents, and so on. And the parent who will not be traveling with you will need to provide written consent, and the letter of consent and the copy of their ID needs to be notarized by a JP or a notary public.
All right. Thank you so much. Gonna allow you ladies to give your contact information just before we go to the break. Nadine and then Opal.
Thanks, Nora. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Over to you, Ms. Lee.
Thank you. For Opal Lee, the phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That's 876-854-3599. In the United States, it's 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you can visit our website, www.flowjamlegal.com. Thanks, Nora. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we have more Immigration Mondays.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is
9:31.
You ever stop and think if something happened to your loved one, how you'd manage? Funeral costs not cheap, but with the family indemnity plan and critical illness rider from Kuna Caribbean Insurance, coverage starts at just $422.40 a month, cheaper than a box of food. And the best part is, you don't need no medical for sign up. So link your credit union today or visit kunacaribbean.com to get the protection your family deserve. Conditions apply.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I am Nora Gay Banton. It's Immigration Mondays. We're joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. We are taking your calls. Remember the numbers to call: 876-630-9371. There's also 630-9372. 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-6730. If you're unable to call, we'll also take your questions from the YouTube chat. We're live on YouTube. It's Nationwide 90 FM live too. So go on over there and put your question in the chat if you are unable to give us a call. Back to the chat. Another one here for you, Nadine. It says, my husband and son's Canadian visas expire in January 2026. Mine expires in August 2026. We want to travel in April 2026. Should I renew mine in January with them, or do theirs and wait for mine to expire?
Good morning. I suppose it depends on your financial status and situation. You know, if you've been traveling, you haven't stayed very long in Canada or the US, and you have very strong ties to Jamaica, it would be up to you if you want to apply with your family. Otherwise, I would say to you, use the rest of the visa that's still valid, and then when you return, you apply for a new visa. And you submit a new application.
All right, thank you. Another one here from YouTube. This one is for you, Opal. It says, my daughter filed for us, I'm assuming us, the parents of the daughter, from 2020 to the US. Until now, we have heard nothing. How long does it take for children filing for parents?
They're doing something wrong. I'm sorry. It doesn't take 5 years for a child who's a US citizen, at least 21 years old, to file for their parent, even if that parent is outside the United States. So what that's telling me, either they may have delayed something, maybe when it come time for the consular processing part of it, the immigrant visa, there may have been a delay in terms of them getting documentally qualified. People get confused with that end, where you have to send over the police certificate, you have to do your affidavit of support. Sometimes if the affidavit of support is not sufficient, you have to get a joint sponsor. So people might have some delay there before they get documentally qualified and then get sent over to the U.S. Embassy. But that normally doesn't take 5 years. So that person, if they were recently documentally qualified, I could see why the delay now, Nora. Okay.
Well, they need to the person who asked that question, please give Opal a call, book a consultation, so that she can find out what has been happening with your filing there. Here is one for you, Opal. It says, someone here is asking if you are filed for and your sponsor dies after you get through, is the process dead also?
No, you already got through, you already migrated. Either if you were in Jamaica, you already migrated, you're a green card. And that's one of the things where I always tell people, Nora, if you go to that interview at the US Embassy and you're granted that immigrant visa, you need to leave ASAP, like tomorrow, if you can get a flight. Because the minute you migrate, you're now a green card holder. So God forbid if the person should die afterwards, you're already a permanent resident. If you should stay in Jamaica and then wait and said, okay, I'll just travel out the end of the month or next month, and then your petitioner dies before you migrate, then you're going to have to beg them to reinstate, or there's other things that you're going to have to do. But if they die after you've already gotten your green card, they can't take the green card back.
All right. Okay. Yes, Puchilo. That's it. So you have to leave the country. That's what Opal is saying. Leave as soon as you get through, so that if you're already over there and then the person dies, then you're okay. I see a question here from Florence. I'm not sure what they mean at the end, but I'll ask it just the same. I'm a permanent, it says, Miss Opal, I'm a permanent resident who would like to file for my children. Due to cash now, could I start the I-130 form and then turn the case over to you? I don't know what that means.
Okay, so it means they want to do the I-130, and I'm thinking her children, I don't know if her children are minors or adults, because if the children are adults, we're talking it takes about 9 years or so before a visa number becomes available. If the children are minors, then it might take about 2 years. So maybe, and obviously because she's a permanent resident, these children can't be in the United States, so she can't do a one-step anyway, more likely than not. So she's going to just do the I-130 alone by herself, the immigrant petition, and then once that's approved and they're ready to do the consular processing, which gets a lot more confusing for people, she's wanting to know if she could use her services at that time. Then the answer is yes, she can.
Okay. Got it. All right. No problem. Thank you for the clarification. Carlene here is asking, would the same apply for the US? But I'm not sure which question she is piggybacking on. She says, would the same apply for the US visa? The difference is that I'm a grandmother and I want to take her with me when I travel next year. Oh, I think she's, when we asked about the mother wanting to take her child to Canada, and she was asking about a invitation letter. And she says the difference is she's the grandmother and she wants to take the child with her. So the question previously was, the mother has a Canadian visa. She has a baby. She wants to take the baby to Canada. The person was asking if she needs an invitation letter for that baby to apply for the visa. And then this person says, for Opal, would the same apply for the US visa? The difference is that I'm a grandmother and I want to take her with me when I travel next year.
Right. The U.S. doesn't really look too much at invitation letters per se. However, in order for you to take that child to the embassy, you have to either be the biological parent, adopted parent, or legal guardian.
Okay, so mommy has to go or daddy has to go. Or if you are the legal guardian as the grandmother of that baby, then you can go with that baby to the application. What do you take with you to a baby's visa application?
You would take it's because remember the child, it's going to be based on the parents' eligibility. So you would want to show the parents' ties to Jamaica.
I see. Okay. This one says, I was the first caller with my wife waiting for her U.S. medical results. Would it be okay if my wife travels on her visitor's visa? So you remember?
Was that the first caller where she has some medical issues going on?
Right, and she's waiting on Andrews.
Yeah, so she still has a visa because normally the visa is not canceled until, when they're exchanging it for the immigrant visa. So until then, she still has a visa, so she's fine in traveling back and forth as she normally would.
All right, and back and forth, operative word here, back and forth, right. Come back, all right? You know what I'm saying. All right, Carlene says, yes, I am the legal guardian. So then, Carlene, if you are the legal guardian, then you should be able to go with that baby to the, and when we say legal guardian, as in gone through court and you have papers to prove, not just legal guardian is you take care of the baby from the baby born, but legal. All right, good. And of course, you would need to take that with you to the application to show that you are indeed the legal guardian. Good. Here's another one from YouTube. Opal, can someone file for citizenship while being outside the U.S., having qualified under the 5-year rule, or would they have to re-enter the U.S.?
Right, you need to be in the U.S. usually to file for citizenship.
Alrighty. And another one, well, this one is for Nadine. School, going to Canada for schooling and applying for citizenship after that. Earlier, I remember a conversation we had about certain types of degrees or jobs that sometimes lead you not to qualify for citizenship based on the demand. Is there anywhere that you could find preference lists, for a lack of a better term, when you are choosing to go to Canada for schooling?
Nora, sorry, I'm trying to understand the question.
Right. So
asking, sorry, like, or is the person asking like what applications, I mean, what categories are in demand in terms of employment?
Right.
Well, we know normally the STEM field, so your science, technology, engineering, medicine, of course, maths field. So any of those occupations, normally healthcare occupations are in demand. So it really depends on what the person is interested in doing, what their background is, and yes, again, also based on what province they're going to. Now, Nora, bear in mind, the provincial nominee programs are always changing. So you can have one set of criterions this month, and it changes next month or next year. So persons just kind of have to bear that in mind. And, you know, again, I'm not saying everybody needs to do a consultation, but it's like this is where you kind of get into more details in a consultation because everybody's situation is different. But again, if you're looking at occupations that may be in demand, then look at the STEM field.
Right. And also thinking about it, not just from the occupation, but before that, going to Canada for a schooling or a degree and then transitioning into the workforce after that. Is there anything that, you know, you would say is not once again, for lack of a better term, a waste of time? For example, going to and studying library studies, for example. I don't know if that's a degree in Canada, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know much about library studies. I mean, there are definitely some occupations, like, you know, some clients will come to me with acceptance letters and I'll say like, okay, what do you plan to do with that diploma after you've completed your studies? How easy is it going to be for you to get a job? Not just to get a job in that field, but as well as to qualify for permanent residency, if that is your eventual goal.
Right.
So you definitely want to look at the field of study. And Nora, Immigration Canada, I believe it was last year they implemented, either last year or the year before, that now your field of study also need to be on a list where they're saying these are the field or the occupations that are in demand. So we want you to study, if you plan to apply for residency as well, then your field of study should be on this list.
And where is that list?
It is on the immigration website, or there are links. Again, I believe the code is the CIP code. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact terminology right now. But normally when you are applying to a school, they will put that code as well on the acceptance letter.
Okay.
So just a few things to bear in mind when you're looking at programs. And of course, the school also needs to be on the designated list of institutions, which is on the immigration website.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that clarification. We're up on a break. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we have more Immigration Mondays for you.
Fill all your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is
9:46.
Struggling with your student loan? Or maybe you're already on top of it, but you want to save even more? Introducing the Student Loan Bureau Debt Reset Program. Effective December 1, 2025, here's what you get. Waivers on late fees, reduction of interest arrears, and even discounts on your interest rate when you maintain good standing for a year. Reset your debt today. Visit slbja.com or email us at debtreset@slbja.com.
Good morning. Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. It's Immigration Mondays. We are joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and a Canadian immigration consultant, Nadine Mahabir. The numbers to call, just to remind you, if you have any questions, 876-630-9371, that goes up to 4, and 618-6730. Those are the numbers to call. If you are unable to call, then our YouTube chat is open. We are live on YouTube. It's Nationwide 90 FM live too. You can go on over there and leave your question in the YouTube chat, and we'll try our best to get to all those questions before the end of the program. Here's one for you, Opal. This one says, good morning. Submitted a citizenship application in July of this year. Still waiting for an interview. What's the wait time?
It's still early. Normally it takes about 8 months to a year. And so it's July this year. So still have a little time to go. Maybe around March or so she will get an interview.
All right. And I saw a comment earlier about Canadian visa.
Why the Canadian people stressing people out for visas so
right.
much, Nadine? That was a comment.
Right. I just saw it. Thank you, Opal. Did you see it, Nadine?
No, I'm sorry. I actually wanted to just make a point regarding the earlier comment about the student visa, Nora.
Okay.
So the code is called the CIP code. And again, it's on the acceptance letter when you receive that from the learning institution or whatever college or university you're going to be studying at. It's a classification of instructional programs, Nora. That's what CIP stands for.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Here's another one. I believe this one is for you, Opal. Yes. 10 years green card holder divorced and needs to apply for U.S. citizenship. 5 years in. Is it okay to apply at this time?
Yes, because now it has nothing to do with the marriage. Once you have been married once you have had your green card for at least 5 years, you can go ahead and apply on your own and don't have to really show that you and your spouse are still together. However, be warned, that doesn't mean that they can't still question you about how you got the green card in the first place. So they may still question you about your relationship, but you don't really have to provide any information to show that you guys are still together. So even if you're divorced, it's fine for this purpose.
I was just about to ask, if you got your green card through a marriage, and can your citizenship application be either rejected or accepted based on the grounds of separation?
Right. So usually if you got it through marriage and you're still married to that person, you can apply for your citizenship after 3 years. However, when you go under the 3 years to file for it, they're going to question you a lot about that marriage, and if they're, to show that it's still intact. The marriage has to still be intact. Nora, if you're separated from your spouse, or if they have any reason to believe, I should say, that the marriage was not genuine in the first place, they can revoke your, not only deny your U.S. citizenship, but yes, they can revoke your green card by saying that you did not get the green card legitimately. And by the way, that's what the Trump administration is doing now when they're saying they're dotting their I's and crossing their T and doing their investigation. So even people who thought, I already have my green card, I'm safe. No, they're going to look back at that in those application and see if there was any lie, misrepresentation when you were getting the green card. Were you really living with your spouse when you said you were? Did you pay this person to get you the green card? And then they may go ahead and strip you of that green card.
I was also thinking, Opal, along the lines of if there were any criminal activities or anything untoward involved in that divorce or separation, if that could affect your application for citizenship.
Absolutely, because even on the I-485, which is the adjustment, and even the DS-260, if you're outside the United States, for the immigrant visa, it asks you about your criminal activity. As a matter of fact, one of the questions asks, have you ever committed a crime for which you have not been arrested. So maybe something was pending or something and you never divulged it, or, you know, they had some investigation going on. Yeah, they could strip you of your green card now. Or maybe you flat out lied. They ask you, have you ever been arrested? And you knew very well you were arrested in Jamaica or in Canada somewhere, but you think the U.S. not going to find out, and then the U.S. find out afterwards. That's now going to be a reason for them to strip you of your green card because you flat out lied.
Okay, and last question on this. Can anything your former partner did affect your citizenship application?
Usually not, unless they think that you were involved as well.
Okay. All right, we're almost up on time. Let me just run through the YouTube chat to see if I am missing any questions.
Nora, sorry, real quickly.
Yes.
Katie Buella made a point regarding the person who left Canada, Katie. I would need to see the letter they received from immigration to advise what their options would be if they plan to return to Canada. Thanks, Nora.
Okay, no problem. And
somebody was asking if they should get rid of dual citizenship, if that means they have to give up their Jamaican passport. You saw that?
No.
Yeah, because a congressperson in the United States is saying that, you know what, America should get rid of dual citizenship.
Okay.
Either going to be a Jamaica or a U.S. You can't have allegiance to both Jamaica and the U.S. And so they're trying to start a bill to get rid of it. So somebody in the comment section was asking if they should do that and do away with the dual citizenship. Do they have to give up their Jamaican passport? Well, you don't have to give up your Jamaican passport. You can give up your U.S. passport.
I was about to say, why are you so quick to throw the Jamaican passport out the door? What about the U.S. passport? But I guess if that person has been living and working in the U.S. for quite some time now, the U.S. has become maybe their home. So maybe that one makes more sense for them. I don't know. But
some countries do not even allow it. I think China doesn't allow dual censorship.
Well, the answer is you would have to give up one of them. Yeah. All right. I think that's where we're going to leave it for Immigration Mondays this morning. Going to allow you ladies to give your contact information once more. Opal and then Nadine.
Thank you as always, Nora. So it's Opal Lee. The phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That's 876-854-3599. In the United States, it's 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you may find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Flowjam Legal. That's FLOJAMLEGAL. Have a blessed and productive week, everyone. Over to you, Nadine.
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Miss Nora, and have a great week, everyone.
Thank you so much, ladies. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. See you next week, Monday. It's almost Christmas, guys. It's almost that time. But yeah, see you next week, Monday. That's all the time we have this morning. We're going to make way now for Cliff Hughes Online.
That was the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Informative, educational, insightful. Let's talk justice. Tackling topics like constitutional